In this video, we're going to take a look at the AirPods 4 with Active Noise Cancellation. So quite a few number of years ago, my wife approached me and said she had an opportunity to get some AirPods second generation from work and asked if I would be interested. And of course, up until that moment, I was dealing with headphones that were cables, and even when I used them with my phone, I had the little microphone in line, and mainly the problem was using the cable and connecting to the cable, and if I walked too far away from something, it would pull out of my ears, and it was a nightmare, and I didn't enjoy it at all. So I was only too happy to try out the AirPods. I assumed they were good because the price was not, a $10 dollar store type headphone. It's obviously a little bit more money, but we went ahead and got those for me, and I started using them to conduct my Zoom meetings, my Teams meetings, but also, to do various recording activities related to my YouTube channel. When you take a look at the apple.com website, you can see here the second generation. That's the original pair that I had. And what's happened is I got an opportunity through my bank to receive a free set of AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation. And I thought at the same time we'd also look at the AirPods 4 just without the noise cancellation feature and just do a quick side by side here. The first thing I'll say is when I unbox them, there's really no accessories or anything, just the case, which is a charging case. But I found it difficult to get these out of the case. They're so slippery that it's hard to do. But once you kind of get used to them, it becomes a little bit better. So the nice thing about the case is that if you also have an Apple Watch, the charger for your Apple Watch will charge the case as well. And therefore, there's no reason to buy an extra charger for them. Now, again, price was not an issue for me, so we'll just skip right over that right now. I think I'm probably looking at Canadian prices, but not sure. So one of the things is the original AirPods that I had second generation were the H1 chip, and now we have the H2 chip. Means absolutely nothing to me. I'm assuming the performance is going to be better. That's expected with any newer products anyway. So the idea with these headphones is the active noise cancellation, the adaptive audio, and transparency mode. A little bit on those in a little bit here. Also, conversation awareness. So these headphones can literally detect when you start speaking to someone and lower the volume of the music or the podcast that you're listening to. The other thing that I found interesting, and I discovered this quite by accident, was the personalized spatial audio with dynamic head tracking. As I turned my head, the stereo effect of whatever I was listening to would alter as well. So almost like if I was in a studio listening to studio monitors or speakers, obviously if I turn my head, that's going to change where those sounds are coming from. And somehow it simulates that with just the two headphones. The original headphones I had worked with a double tap if you wanted to do various different things to it, but now we've got this force sensor. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is, but this seems much easier to use. It seems to understand a lot more options for me, so I'm pretty happy about that. The amount of time they're good for, so for me, this is a little more meaningful because my second generation AirPods were already, 3, 4, 5 years old at this point. So getting a new set of AirPods that have brand new batteries in them, it's obviously going to make it a big improvement. Here that says more than 24 hours of listening time with charging case. 30 and 30. So in other words, it's counting the amount of battery power that is in the charging case as well, which is helpful here. And like I said, we've got a wireless charging case. It does connect with USB-C, which is more in line with the types of connections I'm using these days, but also works with key certified chargers as well. And actually, I have one on my desk anyway. So, when I'm not using it for charging other things, I throw my AirPod 4s on there. Works quite nice. Nice to know that it's dust, sweat, and water resistance. I'm not a big sports guy, but certainly getting caught out in the rain or getting splashed and things like that, and works well with Siri as well. Everything else really just talks about the technology that's within it there. But overall, I'm really happy with it. Simply open the case. And again, if you're not wearing a Band-Aid on one of your fingers, it is a little bit easier to get out. It fits really nice. And one of the things that I noticed with the earlier AirPods second generation, the stem was much longer. These are shorter, they fit comfortably, and it automatically connects with the last item that you connected with. Here's a straightforward explanation of the different noise control modes that you will see when you enter the settings on your iPhone for your AirPods 4 with noise cancellation. First, active noise cancellation. Tiny microphones in the AirPods pick up external noise and play the opposite sound to cancel it out. Think of it like math. Noise plus opposite noise equals silence. The result? You only hear what's playing through the AirPods. Next, adaptive audio. Your AirPods automatically adjust the sound blocking based on your surroundings. If it's quiet, they let in more sound. If it suddenly gets loud, like a car horn or traffic, they block it. There's no need to switch modes yourself. It's perfect when you want to stay aware, but still focus on your podcast or music. Now, transparency mode. This mode uses microphones to pick up the sound around you and plays them into your ears in real time. It feels like you're just hearing the world naturally while still listening to your music or podcast. This is ideal for walking outside, crossing the street, or staying alert in public places. You can also customize the press and hold feature on each AirPod. For example, set the left AirPod to control noise settings. When you pinch the stem, it will cycle through modes like noise cancellation, transparency, or off. Or assign that gesture to activate Siri instead. The right AirPod can be set independently, and you can disable any modes you don't use. Now let's talk about call controls. By default, pressing once answers a call. You can customize the mute and unmute action to either a single or double press. The same goes for ending a call. Choose whichever feels more natural to you. Next, audio controls. Personalized volume adjusts your media based on the environment. If it gets noisy, your AirPods increase the volume automatically. Conversation awareness is useful too. If your AirPods detect you're speaking, they lower your audio so you can hear the conversation. Under adaptive audio, you can fine-tune how much external noise is allowed or blocked using a simple slider. Moving on, automatic ear detection. Turn this on and your AirPods will connect to your device the moment they're in your ears. You can also control whether they connect automatically or only to the last connected device. Now, spatial audio. Tapping this gives you a demo. With stereo audio, left and right channels play in their respective ears. With spatial audio, the sound shifts as you turn your head, mimicking the experience of listening to real speakers around you. Next, microphone settings. You can choose to use the left or right AirPod as your mic, or let it switch automatically. This is helpful if you leave one AirPod in the case for charging, but still want to take calls. Head gestures offer hands-free control. When Siri asks if you want to take a call, you can nod to accept or shake your head to decline. Charging case sounds can be enabled as well. This gives you an audible cue when your AirPods are properly connected and charging. You'll also find settings to optimize battery health and enable Find My Network so you can locate your AirPods if they go missing. Finally, accessibility options. You can adjust how long you need to press and hold, making it faster or slower depending on your preferences. And at the very bottom, you'll see technical details about your AirPods, including the model number, serial number, and remaining warranty.